Hi Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your August 2020 reading. I know I'm late getting them out, but um, moving along. Thus far, I want to thank those of you who have been participating in the August 2020 reading. Um, for those of you who don't know about it or maybe you missed it, I have an August reading special going on. You get a 1 hour reading for half price. You can click on the eye up there in the right hand corner. That'll take you directly over to the website. When you get there, take a look at the main menu. You should see tarot consultations. There's an arrow there. Click that arrow. It's a pull down menu and it'll be the item right at the top. But you also get a chance to see what other types of readings that I have. So this special is going to be run until August 19th, and the reason why is that's the day after the new moon. And I need to correct something. I think when I was announcing the special, I was talking to you about how the moons were eclipses this month, and that's not true. That was my mistake. It actually what I was thinking about was the fact that the new moon and the full moon are going to be going over the same points as we have that big eclipse back in August of 2018. I think it was August 21st, 2018, the Great American Eclipse. And usually when eclipses pass over a country, it portends a lot of changes. There are lots of things that we don't know about. There are lots of things that are happening right now that we didn't foresee back in 2018. But there's lots of changes happening. And whatever these changes are, they're going to alter the outcome of everybody's life in America for decades, if not centuries to come. So that's why this reading special is so important, because there are lots of things, particularly if you're living here in America, that you can take a look at. But then by the same token, just the fact that, we've got these new moons in the sign of Leo, the moons have been happening in Leo. You can take a look and see, what's happening for you. If you've never had a reading with me, or you've had a reading with me and you want to get one at a discounted rate, then click on the link, because after August 19th, poof, it's gone. Okay? So, I've already done some shuffling. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for August. I've already done some shuffling and meditation on your sign. And as you can see, we have already had a card present itself. Now, I will tell you, I still ain't figured out why this fancy mat keeps shutting off. Don't know. So if it shuts off in the reading, don't worry, I'll come right back, okay? So we're going to be using the Radiant White deck. We will be clarifying with La Vida Sibila, and we will be pulling both an Angel Answer and a Golden Nostradamus card. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into the reading. The card that presented itself as I was shuffling is the Three of Wands. Here is the Nine of Swords. Wow, okay. That's big. And here is the Two of Cups. That's interesting. The Ace of Wands. The Nine of Pentacles. So now I have two nines. I have three nines, the Nine of Cups. The Seven of Cups. Wow. The Six of Cups. And the Ten of Swords. Well, isn't that interesting? For someone out there, and I don't know who this is. I have no no court cards here. I don't even have any major arcanas. So this is all on a mundane level. In other words, it's all third dimensional stuff that's happening. This is real world stuff. Okay? It's more weighted towards the cups One, two. The damn camera cut off right at the beginning, right? I don't know why. Okay, so get these all in the. There we go. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cups, 2 swords, 2 wands, and a pentacle right in the center. So it's heavily weighted towards the cups. And I have 1, 2, 3 nines here. Now I will tell you that a 10 card is a changing energy. It's the end of some kind of cycle here. And so this will be turning into an ace, okay? How long is that going to take? I don't know. But the thing about it is it's going to be an ace of swords. And while aces basically say yes, okay, with the ace of swords, you must be aware that it is double-edged, all right? In other words, there is going to be a truth involved, but it could be a painful truth, okay? So that's what you need to be aware of. What's underneath the deck? The Emperor card. Wow. So, the Emperor is considered to be the father of the tarot. So this could be your baby daddy. This could be your daddy. Someone who's like a father figure to you. This person can also be a mentor, can be a patron, may have some type of militaristic characteristics about them. They could even be in the military. This is someone who understands exactly who he is. He has put in all of the work to gain this title of emperor. But what that means is that this is somebody who uses both emotion and logic and is able to balance those things out. He didn't get to be the emperor by giving shit away. And he didn't get to be the emperor by, being a tyrant. The negative aspect, though, is that this can be somebody who is my way or the highway. It is ruled by the sign of Mars, and I've been telling you guys that Mars has been afoot. He's doing some stuff. I think I explained it in one of the videos. Go back and look at the 2 August reading special, and I explained that how Mars is afoot and what he's doing. I don't think a lot of astrologers give Mars a whole lot of weight. They make note of him, but he, particularly when he's making some tough aspects to other planets and angles, he can really do some shit, okay? So he is the god of war, let's put it that way. So let me take a look and tell you what I can see about these 3 nines here. So basically, if you're new to tarot card reading, or if you're new to the way that I read, these swords are going to represent thoughts, belief, perceptions, ideas, communication, messages. Okay, the coins represent not only the financial aspect of it, but it's the actual doing of something. And the cups represent your emotions. Okay, I don't always read the cups as love, because you experience many emotions besides love. There's anger, there's fear, there's sadness, there's depression. So this is, and because it's so heavily weighted towards the cups, this tells me that whatever this situation is, it is indeed has a very high emotional, there's a high emotional investment in it, okay? So let me take a look at these 3 nines here, and I'm going to try to give you the message of 3 nines. So 3 nines said it implies good luck and or a surprise windfall. That's one. That's not what that's telling me. I'm just going to be honest with you. The 2 nines that first appeared suggest a house move or a change of address. But 3 nines says good luck or surprise windfall. That's not what I'm getting. I'm going to be honest with you. That's not what I'm getting. Simply because of this 10 of swords here. The other meaning of these 3 nines is an important relationship lesson is being successfully integrated. And the second meaning of the 2 nines is one of you needs to spend more time alone. So past, present, future, interplay of the cards. The Three of Wands is this card of setting your ships to sail. In other words, before you had three wands, you had two, and twos always represent some kind of choice or decision or crossroads or an obstacle. It means that you're standing in a spot and you're trying to determine which way to go, a crossroads. At some point, you make a move and you move to the three. Okay, so there we see this guy standing on a bluff. We don't know if he's standing there and waiting for his ships to dock to see, or if he's actually sent them out. Okay, either way, he's got to wait to see what the outcome is going to be. Did his cargo get there? Was bad weather? Did bad weather hinder the trip, or did it delay the trip, or did it wreck some of the boats and he lose some of his cargo? Did pirates come and steal anything? He's got to wait to see what's happening. So there he is looking out over the bluff. And there's something that, there's fear and there's worry and there's anxiety and there's sleepless nights. This could also be the idea that somebody's talking about you and you're worried about what they're saying. But it is related to this Two of Cups. Now, most of you may just assume that the Two of Cups is just the love card. In other words, it's about, a romantic partnership. This is true, yes. But you need to recognize that the Two of Cups is about any partnership, any relationship, okay? Any marriage or contractual issue. And basically, as a couple, it represents the idea of two people who love each other, and the relationship is based on a foundation of mutual trust uh, and mutual ideas. You just get each other. I have seen this card show up when it speaks about a new business opportunity. So this could be business partners, two people that are working together that just get it. I always give you the example of my favorite group, Steely Dan, Donald Fagen, and oh shit, now I can't remember his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, that guy died, but they'd been together for 20 years. That's longer than some marriages that I know. They got each other. Through music, they were completely different people, but Walter Beck, that's his name. So Donald Fagen and Walter Beck, they got each other musically, even though they had two completely different musical styles, they got each other. So that's the kind of relationship that I'm talking about. Now, the Ace of Wands is always like a yes card. So what it says is that yes, you have a new opportunity. Yes, you're going to be given some fresh energies to kind of go out there and grab the tiger by the tail. The Nine of Pentacles says that you have really buckled down and you've done the things that you were supposed to do, and now you are able to, in a sense, kind of sit back and enjoy your rewards. Okay? The Nine of Cups says that you've gotten everything that you wanted. All right? That's the wish card. But we see there's been some confusion here. And I want you to pay close attention to this, because from the 9 to the 7 is 2 cups. Okay? Y'all get that? And then we lose an additional cup from the 7 to the 6. So the 7 of Cups is the idea about there's so many different choices or options or things that's happening. You don't know which one to focus on first, right? It could also be the idea of fantasy and dreamland. You're just kind of spaced out and you're spending more time dreaming about things than actually doing things. The next thing that the 7 of Cups tells you is that if you can identify the most important thing, okay, out of these 7, right, these 7 emotional things that you are emotionally tied to, then you're going to be able to make a move forward. We lose a cup. The 6 of Cups is that card of childhood, of nostalgia, of gifts. I've even seen it show up when, if you're moving house, this is about remodeling or renovation or, changing some things around in your house. Sometimes I've seen it where it speaks to the idea of you're going back to your old neighborhood, or someone from your past shows up, an old friend or an old lover. But this 10 of Swords tells me that something has happened. The kind of thing that happens where you really feel like you've been stabbed in the back. The truth of the matter is, you only need one sword to do injury or to kill somebody, but somebody decided to put 9 more swords in your back. Okay, I've seen this card show up when people are suffering from leg, hip, back, and neck injuries. All right, I've seen this card show up when it speaks to a lawsuit coming up and you end up losing, so you want to make sure you got all your ducks in a row. But the most interesting thing about this card is it tells you that it's the darkest before the dawn. Now, the 9 and the 10 of swords are really difficult energies to come out of because they're mental energies, right? I can't believe somebody did that to me, or they said that to me, or they treated me that way, you know? And so these are difficult energies to come out of, and they tend to linger around a little while. What I can tell you is that it has gone or will be going from the 9 to the 10. So that Ace of Swords that I'm telling you about, it's coming. Now, whether or not this is going to be a good, positive truth, or it's going to be one that stings to the quick, will depend upon the situation. Okay? That requires a personal reading. There's nothing else that I can look at. There are no major arcana cards here in the actual spread itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to take a look to see, first of all, what I don't see is any news and messages here. And this could be the kind of thing of you got what you wished for, but now that you got it, it ain't what you want, or it ain't what you thought it would be. Yeah? So sometimes that's what that 9 of Cups can be about. That can be the card of be careful what you wish for. And it definitely has to do with some kind of partnership, relationship, or contractual issue. A business partner, or, a collaborative partner. Something of that nature. You decide to go ahead with it, or there's an agreement, but it does not turn out the way you think it is. Maybe this 6 of Cups is the idea of maybe trying to make up or rectify the situation, make apologies to try to not simply reconcile, yes, maybe even reconcile in a physical state of coming back together, but this can be the idea of reconciling the two oppositions, okay, the two different situations that have occurred. You thinking or hoping or wanting it to go one way, and the reality is it went another way, okay, based upon somebody else's choices. All right, this could even be your choices. Okay, so first thing I want to look at is this 9 of Swords here, the Alegria, Dinari, Melancholia. Interesting. I'm going to look at the 3 most negative cards, the 7 of Cups and this 10 of Swords. Okay? The Alegria is an interesting card, and I want you to pay close attention to the imagery on the card when I show it to you, because it's important. Alright? Now, I don't know if this is, because sometimes this card can be about sex. I don't know if this is like you met somebody in a bar or something like that, and everything seemed hunky-dory. Y'all fell into bed together. I don't see that there's a pregnancy here, but there's this kind of an undercurrent of the idea of a sexual component, in which there could be the opportunity in where you could become a parent, even if that's a step parent. Reason why I say that is you'll see the sign of Leo, that Leo, the lion up there. Leo, the 5th house, rules children. Godchildren, grandchildren, nieces and nephews, adopted children, in vitro fertilization. It rules dating, sex, sexual relationships and encounters. So, yeah, okay. The 7 of Cups. The letter. Remember I said I didn't see any messages? Here it is. So something comes in that's confusing, that throws like a whole bunch of shade over it, and you can't see, or a whole bunch of darkness and you can't see exactly what's happening. Constellante sorpresa. Whatever it is, you were expecting one thing but you got another. Maybe that's what you can live with. And it's a meeting and or a second chance. All right, maybe coming out of the blue. But here's this. And basically, to me, it just reads like, because sometimes this card can be the card, this is the hopes and wishes, but sometimes this is a Neptunian energy. It's full of illusion and fantasy, okay? One that we can't even identify yet because we're so blinded by the other things. Let's see. And what turns out to be a gift, quote unquote, comes with some consequences. Belvedere, donna de servizio, and the l'amica. That is an interesting set of cards. Now, let me tell you about these three cards here. The Allegria, the Denari, and the Malinconia. Okay? I'm still not exactly sure what this Ten of Swords is trying to tell me. But, let's go to the Allegria. There's a lot of wands here. What number is that? The 9. Okay. This card represents a party, a happy event, a celebration, a wedding. In short, it represents any occasion that gives cause for celebration and happiness with other people. In love, it can be a good omen, signaling happy times ahead and of having overcome a difficult time. More specifically, it indicates going out for a meal, a fancy date, or a holiday together. The neutral meaning is any place that can represent a nightclub, a restaurant, a pub, or any place where people gather to be merry and enjoy themselves. But it also represents one's drinking buddies or a group of friends that you see socially. It does not imply a deep friendship and may also indicate a fair weather friend. So more attention needs to be paid to this friend if this person seems to have the potential to become a lover, in which case he or she can be motivated by self-interest instead of genuine love. It can also describe creative endeavors connected to dancing, music, and the entertainment industry. It indicates self-confidence and a lack of fear. Well, that's not what that's telling me. Okay? That's what it says. The Denari card is interesting because it's a money card, but it falls in the suit of hearts. And that's because money is usually tied to your emotions. People fight over money. They get divorced over money. People get killed over money. You know what I mean? So money is something that people have an emotional attachment to, and that's what I was saying about this card. There's a lot of things happening here that there's some emotion attached to. But I also get the sense that you're not looking at this from a long range view. You see how that bird, that's a hawk, has the hooded over? You didn't send him out to scan ahead. And that's how this comes up. This card speaks to money, inheritance, abundance, good investments, monetary gain, success, gambling winnings, opulence, and wealth. The neutral meaning simply represents a family heirloom, property, assets, and capital. It's it says, I just explained to you that it is related to emotions and feelings. It represents an advantageous union, whether in love or business. In love, especially, however, it indicates an ulterior motive of financial interest behind the reason for getting married or having married or for being with someone. So it can very well indicate a loveless marriage or relationship. It can give the indication that one of the partners is a gold digger with insincere feelings and in the relationship for a clear secondary gain. When surrounded by positive cards, and it's really not because that kills that, it can simply mean having married a rich person. But the other meaning of this card can be derived from the presence of the old books and documents. Then the card represents the past. Okay? In other words, it indicates a person or a situation already known or something from the past coming back into the present. This can be for either good or bad. There's a fear of that, and I don't know what that is. Maybe something you did before. I don't know. The Malinconia. It is the 5 of coins. Uh, it indicates a passing disappointment, a black cloud of sadness that will eventually dissipate. Momentary defeat and a lack of success, but these conditions will not affect you in a traumatic or long lasting way. It describes a person who was once happy and now that something has changed, they live in a state of guilt, sadness, and nostalgia, pining for what they once had. Usually, it indicates an attachment to the past or living in the past, haunting memories, nostalgia, regret, and tears over something specific, and a period of dejection that will ultimately pass. It says to be look to the cards of the left. So what this tells me is that this was some kind of invitation. You accepted it. Wasn't what you were expecting. You accepted it. It seemed okay. You actually went to the meeting. It brings up all of these feelings, but something happens here. This card indicates having lost something or someone dear to your heart, not because of death or loss, but because of distance or separation. In love, it heralds pangs of conscience over mistakes made in a relationship, lamenting over the good times now that the relationship is over. Generally, it indicates sadness, a lack of fulfillment, and a lack of direction. It heralds feelings of loneliness, a period of crisis, also spiritual crisis, and a general lack of motivation. It indicates someone who is in dire need of guidance and of feeling loved and supported. Financially, it indicates an unfulfilling job, temporary unemployment, and worrying about money. I don't necessarily see that here because of this card. These are the three cards that have the strangest feeling. Not the worst feeling, just the strangest feeling. Because of the meanings and of the cards on which they fell. The Belvedere is actually one of my favorite cards in this in the deck because it heralds the arrival of something, news or an opportunity, or of someone in a very short period of time. The telescope in the depiction is the wrong way around to describe metaphorically that the woman is not merely observing something from afar, but that something is coming towards her. Remember, I said you didn't have a bird's eye view of this. The card is neutral and says that whatever or whoever is going to arrive will be indicated by the cards that follow. So this is going to be someone who's going to come and help you and who's going to be a friend. Now, whether this friend is a colleague, a sister, someone like that, either way, it's going to be somebody who can assist you. These are three rather positive cards together. I don't know what this thing is, but on the back side, if the cards are saying to me that during this time frame or while you're going through this or as you're coming out of it, you're going, remember that needing love and support and guidance, you're going to get that. On its own, in a reading about love, it can signify the return of a partner or a loved one. But on a much broader level, this card indicates that something has not fully taken shape, and usually that the future has not yet been defined. It can sometimes indicate the unavoidable arrival of something or someone in what area inquired about. Emotionally, it may indicate anxiety, trepidation, or impatience, all emotions associated with the uncertainty of waiting for something or someone to arrive. It also warns you not to pry into other people's business and invites you to look within instead for introspection and self-analysis of your own behavior. Again, the symbolism of the telescope turned the wrong way around. Now, it says it indicates the arrival of good surprises. It is connected to long distances, faraway locations abroad. I don't know what that means. But remember I told you that this is saying it's the darkest before the dawn. And the fact that it's the 10 and it's at the end of the reading, the outgoing energy, this tells me that indeed, whatever this thing is, it's going to sting to the quick. It will hurt. It's gonna knock you down. But on the bright side of that, there's a truth maybe that you're going to see that you weren't seeing. Okay? That you weren't seeing. You weren't looking far enough ahead. Yeah. And that someone is going to come to aid you in whatever way that means. So, what I want to do first is to pull a Golden Nostradamus. So, please formulate your question for the Golden Nostradamus. And if this card doesn't answer your question, perhaps the angel answer card will. Ready? The ring. All right. Formulate your question for the angel answer cards. You know, I'm going to reach down quickly and grab the romance angels as well. I think there's more to this reading than meets the eye. You know what just came to me? Whatever this partnership or relationship is, I don't think it goes through. But what you're going to get out of it is you're going to find out exactly who your friend is. I've seen this card sometimes show when people go to jail. And I'm going to tell you something. When you got to move, and if you go to jail, that's when you find out who your real friends are. Your real friends will show up to help you pack your shit and move it, but they'll also come to your aid if you're in jail. And I think that's what this card, it's one of those situations. You're out of this situation, you're going to end up finding who your true friend and support is. That's what I'm getting. Okay. A card, let me do this one more time. And it may be somebody that you're not even close to. Okay, that doesn't imply necessarily that it's somebody that you're close to. Okay. It says to take action. Don't know what that means. One last card, and then we'll read the meanings. There's honestly, there's something I'm missing here. But it's not always the way that the cards work. Sometimes they just will stop talking. I think for the most part it is because it is the idea of having to wait to see how things are. The idea of not knowing the answer while you're going through the test. Yeah? One question. Because otherwise you don't learn anything. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. That's interesting. The ring. Oh, the cards. Where there is no love, there is no life. Never a joy, only struggles and strife. A happy event is coming. For example, an engagement, a wedding, or an alliance. This card may announce family reunions or meeting with friends, their joy, and sharing with someone. I don't know what that means. Take action. I don't know what that means. I keep saying that because I'm telling you the truth. The time has come to take action. Your angels are waiting for you to take the next step so that they can assist you along the path to your dreams. Do away with procrastination and uncertainty. In your heart, you know what to do, so get going. Whether you are focused upon career, relationships, or some other topic, the fulfillment of your wishes isn't just going to land in your lap. You must be actively focused on the pursuit of what you want. Keep an open mind. The romance angels sent you this card as a reminder to stay open to the possibility of your soulmate appearing in a form that may differ from what you expect. This is especially true if you tend to date a certain type of individual. Behind him was the King of Cups. You drew this card to help you discover your soulmate. This card may signal that you've already been introduced to this person but have overlooked his or her romantic potential. Take the time to get to know the various individuals you meet, even if there isn't an initial attraction. At the very least, you will learn more about yourself and you may make a new friend. That's what I have for you, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for August. I hope those messages help. And until next time, namaste.